Hi and welcome to this travelmentary. This time I'm going from Amsterdam to San Francisco, and I'm doing that with KLM Royal Dutch Airlines in business class. As always, I have prepared a little animation summarizing the main facts of this trip. The flight has a duration of around about 11 hours and our flight distance is approximately 5,459 miles. We're doing that journey on a Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. This video is a little bit different because it starts at the Hyatt Place, a pretty decent hotel in my opinion, but that means I have to go to the airport first. Let's roll! Okay, so here I'm already after check-in and security in front of the old KLM lounge. Today, after extensive renovation works, it looks much different from what you can see in this video. So I just get something to eat here and there is so much traffic, so many people that I really didn't have a chance to film everything without disturbing other passengers, which I always try to avoid. But I think you get an idea here. If not, I show this lounge in more detail in my 747 video that you can find on my channel as well. Now I'm leaving the lounge again to reach my gate. When it comes to passenger numbers, Amsterdam Airport ranks third in Europe. With over 71 million passengers, it's certainly a major player. They have a one-terminal concept here with 3 departure halls and the central Schiphol Plaza. As a passenger, you have to walk a lot, at least that's my impression. Let me skip that part and jump right to our gate. And that's the Dreamliner which will bring me to California. This time I'm one of the first passengers in the queue and I'm lucky that I don't have the infamous 4S printed on my boarding pass. However, I got a special welcome by the CBP upon arrival, but that's another story, maybe I'll write about it on my blog. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thanks.
Enjoy the flight.
Yeah, thank you. As I'm boarding the plane, allow me to use this opportunity to invite you to follow me both on Instagram and on Twitter. I also share some travel-related stuff on my blog. You can find all links on my YouTube channel page. By the way, you already see a good thing here. Depending on where you sit, you use a different part of the jet bridge to board the plane, which especially in business class makes the process quicker and more comfortable. Finally, I have arrived in the business class cabin, which has a very modern and distinguishable design. You instantly see that it must be a KLM cabin, given the choice of colors and that little crown on the headrest. Unlike in all other planes of their fleet, we have a 1-to-1 seat layout here. That means direct access to the aisle for everyone flying business class. For me personally, that's one of the most important aspects about a business class ticket. I decided to start the flight with a glass of champagne, which is a nice tradition, isn't it? For non-alcoholic hydration, the crew also put a bottle of water in that compartment of the seat. Here's the amenity kit, which I'm going to review later in the video. The first impression is there's plenty of space here, not only for your feet, but also for your belongings. It's a comfortable seat. Of course, there is a pair of headphones, and you can read a newspaper if you want. You're slightly delayed, so let's hear how the captain explains that.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning from the flight deck, Captain on the Water. First of all, a warm welcome aboard, also on behalf of the entire crew. Today's flight will be flying with a Boeing 787 from Amsterdam to San Francisco. Obviously, my apologies for the late departure already. The reason is, maybe you have seen it, late incoming of the aircraft. We needed that time for cleaning, loading of the aircraft and fueling, so we started boarding rather late. Today's flight time is 10 hours and 10 minutes, so I still have good hopes that we will have an on-time arrival in San Francisco. Unfortunately, we're also faced with one of our passengers not showing up at the gate. He or she had luggage on board, We are now in the process of offloading that, and I was informed about 5 minutes ago that that process would take about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I would like to have your attention for the following safety measures issued by the American authorities on flights to and from the United States. You're kindly requested only to go to the Lavatory room section of the aircraft, and also it's not allowed to congregate in groups in the whole aircraft, and especially in the lavatory and entry door areas. Thank you very much for your cooperation. I wish you a very pleasant flight with us.
Well, that was the captain, and what he said makes sense. The delay gives me a little bit of time to check out everything around the seat while we're still on the ground. We have a little reading light here, and the seat pocket is located on the side. It comes with the usual contents, everything from a sickness bag to the safety card. The 787-9 is an aircraft model that became part of KLM's fleet in 2015. At this point there are 13 planes of that type flying for KLM. Here's the colorful in-flight magazine with the common topics, you know, lifestyle. And this is the duty-free shopping catalog. The question that I would like to ask the community in this video is whether you actually buy things on a plane. So are you a proponent of duty-free shopping? Please let me know your standpoint in the comment section below. As far as I am concerned, sometimes I do use the opportunity to buy something, but it depends on my needs and my mood. I'm not a regular shopper on a plane. Alright, the pushback is being performed here, and to my left there's a Garuda plane parked at gate G6.
On behalf of Captain Lavatory and his crew at KLM, I would like to welcome you on board of this KLM flight to San Francisco. Our flight time, as already announced, will be approximately 10 hours and 10 minutes. We would like to extend a special welcome to our Flying Blue and Sky Team members. In a few moments we will show you a video about the safety procedures on board. On behalf of KLM Royal Dutch Airlines and this crew, we wish you a pleasant flight.
Okay, it's time for the taxi animation. At this moment we are still at Schiphol Airport, just southwest of Amsterdam. We have left our gate, which was G8, and from there we will taxi to runway 18 left, which is also known as the Aalsmeerbaan. Before takeoff, let's have a look at the safety video.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this flight. While we are in the middle of this authentic Royal Delft pottery, we would like to explain the safety information on board your KLM flight through the fine art of Delft Blue. Please pay attention to every detail. We wish you a very pleasant flight.
Alright, let's do some sightseeing here, and Amsterdam Airport and the area around it have a lot to offer in that regard. When we are looking out of the window, our view goes to the east. There you see a lot of KLM related buildings, such as this maintenance hangar. This part of the airport has an interesting history. What is known as the Fokker Logistics Park today was formerly a Fokker production plant. After the Dutch airplane maker went bankrupt in 1996, the area was redeveloped. The neighborhoods you see at this moment are part of a municipality called Amstelveen. It's essentially a suburb of Amsterdam with a population of approximately 90,000 people. Next to us there is a business park. According to my research, you can find a lot of companies there that are associated with one of the most famous products of the Netherlands, which are flowers. We're about to reach the cruise altitude. Before the crew starts with the onboard service, let's check out the connectivity on this flight, aka the internet options. And that's actually one of the very few flaws of this product. See, the problem is I could not get an unlimited plan, instead I had to buy a certain amount of megabytes. 200 MB cost 30 euros, not a very good deal, right? I heard they were changing their Wi-Fi offering towards a time-based pricing model. But I'm not sure about it, so that's hearsay that I will need to check on my next flight with them. Let's move on to the next topic, the onboard service, and more specifically the cuisine. That's actually a major strength of KLM. Before lunch is served, they hand out those hot towels, and of course there's a menu as well. Here they have served me an orange juice and an appetizer. Surprisingly, the appetizer did not consist of the usual and slightly boring warm nuts. Instead, I got some cheese with a Dutch flag, which of course I raise for my subscribers from the Netherlands. All jokes aside, you may wonder what kind of wine I chose. So first of all, let me show you the beverages that are served on this flight. Naturally, you can choose from various non-alcoholic drinks. But there are also cocktails, you can have some champagne and some hard liquor too, such as a Dutch vodka coming from a distillery in Schiedam, a town near Rotterdam. I'll continue with the wines on this flight. As I'm more interested in red wines, my choice here is a German Pinot Noir. To conclude this, I can say that with regards to the beverages, they offer something for every taste, and there are different wines for different meals. Sometimes the crew members show some interest in what I'm doing, and they want to see the video afterwards. So guten Tag to the great crew that might be watching this video.
Oh, that's nice. And can we find you on the internet?
Yeah, sure. It's
travelmentary TV.
Okay, the next talking point is what they call the appetizer on the menu. I will refer to it as the starter.
Thank you.
Basically, I had some smoked beef with vegetables, but see for yourself. I outlined my choice on the menu that you see right now. Presentation and quality were both very satisfying. I also want to point out that the flight attendants addressed me by my name, making the service more personal. They frequently checked back and refilled my glass of wine. And they showed that commitment to other passengers as well, so the crew didn't go the extra mile just for my video. I must say that on all the flights that I have made with KLM so far, the crews were excellent. And they are probably one of the best reasons to fly with that airline. What are those little shoes doing here, you might ask? Good question, easy answer. This is KLM's iconic salt and pepper shaker. KLM is pretty good when it comes to those little things that linger in the memory. I will show you another example later in the video. I have finished with the starter and it's time for the main course. You see my choice on the menu.
That was the Pinot Noir. Yeah.
Here it is, the fried chicken thigh in coffee sauce with hazelnut puree. That sounds very promising and it could live up to my expectations. You may not like the way it looks, but it was delicious. Finally, we have arrived at the dessert. I had the citrus mousse as well as some ice cream. Again, no complaints from my side, this was just as good as everything else. So this is the mousse, let's have a closer look at it. I gotta say it felt very light, but of course I had to increase my physical activity later to get rid of all those business class calories. And here we have the Leonidas ice cream, that's a Belgian company famous for chocolate, but they obviously manufacture ice cream as well. The dessert was followed by a cup of tea with a piece of chocolate looking like the front of a Dutch house. Alright, now it's about time I do the lavatory check. So what can I say about it? It's rather modern and everything feels fresh and new. I like the design of the walls with the Dutch houses on them. They also managed to put a large mirror in here. Most importantly, everything was clean and it remained that way throughout the flight. In the past, I have had flights with various airlines where the lavatories became a biohazard area towards the end of the trip. I'm happy to say this was not the case here. Now that the lavatory check is done, let's talk about the onboard entertainment. This seat is from Zodiac Cirrus series. It comes with a 16-inch HD screen, which is touch capable and responsive. Among your entertainment options is a wide range of movies, from Hollywood blockbusters to numerous films from around the globe. It's really an extensive system. Let's start the equalizer too for demonstration purposes. You see, the system works well, the loading time is acceptable, and while you have many options, the user experience is quite smooth. For instance, you can sort the movies by language. You can also create a list of favorites. That's not all this IFE is capable of. Not only you can watch a large number of TV shows, but you can also choose from a decent selection of music. They have implemented those radio stations, which I don't really like, because I prefer to decide myself what I'm listening to. Recordings of live concerts are available too. The CD jukebox, where you can actually start individual tracks, is the most interesting section though. Just like the movies and TV shows, you can sort its contents by genre. If that is still not enough to make you happy, this IFE has some games in stock for you. That's another topic where I would like to read your view in the comment section below. Do you actually play those video games of the in-flight entertainment system? Well, just as you would expect, we have an interactive flight map, so that you can learn more about your current position. Besides that, the IFE allows you to see the duty-free products sold on board. However, the days of tax-free sales on KLM planes are numbered. Effective from January 2020, those sales will be terminated on intercontinental routes, just like they were stopped on inner European flights earlier this year. As I said, the IFE system is touch capable, but additionally there is a remote control. It has a crisp touchscreen as well, where you can, for example, have a quick glance at the flight map without having to switch on the big display. The remote control has some conventional buttons as well, you just don't see them very clearly here. Obviously, there's no in-flight entertainment possible without headphones, and KLM borrows you this pair of noise-cancelling headphones for the duration of your flight. They're okay, and they do what you expect them to do. Okay, and here I got another hot towel, and the crew made sure that I didn't have to starve. That's why they served me this wrap from the light bites section of the menu. The crew was always available to bring you snacks or drinks such as this one. Business class on long-haul flights usually means you get an amenity bag. In fact, it's one of my favorite parts of a trip report to see what's inside, because sometimes there are surprises. Not here though. The amenity kit is composed of a sleep mask, a toothbrush and toothpaste, a tube of face moisturizer, lip balm, earplugs, a pair of socks and a pen. The amenity bag doesn't come with anything extraordinary, but I would say that most things are useful on a long flight. On the Boeing 787 you don't have conventional window blinds. Instead, the windows are electrically dimmable. The mechanism behind it is that a gel is kept between two pieces of the window like in a sandwich, and the gel medium reacts to electric current. Talking of electric current, the seat has these power sockets, so I could charge the batteries of my electronic devices. In order to recharge my very own physiological batteries, I needed some sleep. That's where the seat came into play again. It can go fully flat and makes a comfortable bed. Here's what it looks like with the pillow and the blanket. I could definitely get some rest here. Not long before landing, the flight attendants came to serve the final meal on that flight. I chose the sandwich, which in my opinion looked more like a burger. That's also what the packaging said. Anyway, the burger was average. I guess it's okay as a pre-landing snack. It was accompanied by some vegetables. The dessert was great though. I left that melted hot chocolate in the middle. The moelleux au chocolat is a bit dangerous for your clothing, but it was well worth the risk. Remember what I said about KLM and the little things that stay in your memory? Well, those Delft houses are another example. For me, it's really cool to have a collection of those at home, because each and every one of them is connected with a trip that I have made. Okay, let's have a look out of the window again.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
So where are we at this moment in the video? We're above California and the pilot has started the descent into San Francisco Airport. There we are going to use runway 19 left, which has a length of 8,650 feet. It is the second shortest at SFO. If you expected a lot of 3D landmarks during the approach, then I have to disappoint you. It was a very hazy day, which made it impossible at first to recognize any structures. Once we were below cloud level, the Bay Area showed a cryptic beauty. We have landed at San Francisco International Airport. All we need to do now is to taxi to our gate of arrival. That will be A8, located at the International Terminal. At this moment you see the city of Burlingame. That's where a lot of airport hotels are located. And while you see the neighboring town called Millbrae, let's listen to the final announcement of the crew.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Francisco. Please remain seated. As soon as the fasten seatbelt sign is switched off, you may collect your belongings from the luggage bins. Please take care when opening the luggage bins so that any hand luggage that may have shifted doesn't fall out. You may now switch on your telephone and other devices again. On behalf of the crew, thank you for flying with KLM. We hope to welcome you on board again soon and wish you a pleasant stay or a pleasant continuation of your journey.
So what's the main takeaway from this video? In my opinion, KLM showed a solid performance in most relevant aspects of the flight. The internet options were kind of the Achilles heel, but as I said, I think they're changing that, or they even have changed it already. But everything else left a very good overall impression. Personally, I find this business class product on the Boeing 787 very attractive, and I'm looking forward to flying with them again and getting another KLM Delft house, right? If you enjoyed this video, I'd be very happy about your subscription and a like. In the next video, we stay on the ground. I will show you Amtrak's Pacific Surfliner in business class on my way from San Diego to Los Angeles. Thanks for tuning in and I wish you a great day wherever you're watching.